So, you guys, hey, welcome. I got Sammy Cleveland just to the right of me here. And for those who don't know Sammy Cleveland is, I've known Sam, we first connected about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago. I caught wind of his sighting and with a lot of other people that caught wind of his sighting as well. Sam, for those who don't know you, how would you describe, I mean, I know you as being an MMA fighter.
Right.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Shoot, since 2002.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
He throws down. He has an even bigger heart, I'll tell you that. Just from talking with Sam, we share a lot of the same commonalities and things in common. Like we both like to work out. He's actually in training, getting prepared for an upcoming fight in about, what, 6 months now?
Yeah, yep.
So where's that going to take place?
I think it's right at Northern Lights in Walker.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. Do you know who your opponent is?
I don't at this time, no.
Yeah.
No.
Right on, man.
But it don't matter.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Let's go.
Right on. So we both like to work out and you know, living life, taking care of our kids, being family guys and stuff like that. Again, we just met 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago. And he was on Animal Planet's Finding Bigfoot. And just talking briefly, I mean, how was your experience with that?
You know, I wasn't really looking for all of that, but
Yeah.
it kind of fell in my lap, you know, with whatever happened there.
Yeah, yep, no doubt about
It was
that.
whatever.
It is what it is now, right?
Yeah.
It's past.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Sammy, I mean, what was it? I think it was July 4th or 2nd?
Yeah, it was the first week of July.
First week of July. You were out on that lake out there.
Out on 6 Mile, yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you take it from. I mean, what were you
You
doing?
just want me to just walk you through?
Yeah, walk me through it, man. That'd be great.
It was a night like tonight, but no, actually, let me take that back. It turned into a night like tonight, but beforehand was a huge thunderstorm, and it was like so huge that 20 miles away they had like a tornado come out of it and such. So you can understand the magnitude.
Jeez.
Something big, but it got really nice right behind it, blue skies like this. So it did feel like this when I got out there, and it was nice and clear. So I was fishing away and I was having fun, whatever. And I usually fish right till dark because that, you know,
That's biting time.
that evening bite, yeah, sure is fun, you know, in top water and such, but yeah. But that night, we got a little weird on me out there. I was fishing, I was like 30 yards offshore, not very deep water, you know,
Right.
3 feet deep, you know.
Yeah, with the reeds, tall grass.
Yeah, lily pads all around, you know, fishing bass. I'm being quiet, I'm in a canoe, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm buzzing around or anything, you know. And I heard something trickling behind me toward shore, you know, like water trickling.
Right.
You know, and I know it's out there, you know. I figured, okay, there's, you know, something walking through the water, a deer, maybe a beaver swimming on close to shore, you know. I'm thinking like that, you know, being a woodsman myself.
Yep.
But the first time I heard it, I looked back and I didn't really notice anything because, you know, nothing stood out. And so I fished a little more and then it got a little closer and I could hear this again, like right behind my boat, you know, straight away from me to shore, you know.
Right.
And then I turned and looked and I seen a light figure, so to speak,
Right.
you know. And at first I was like, wow, what is that? You know, I mean, holy, and I tried to judge in my mind, you know, like by the size what it could be. I have a white shepherd that you saw, my dog Kino, and he's a big dog.
He's a beautiful dog.
And I was thinking, maybe he followed me out here and is, you know, trying to get it, you know, find me because he's known to do stuff like that. So at first I'm looking at it like, wow, this is probably Kino. Hey, Kino, you know, and then this thing, as I spoke to it, it stood up, and then there was no mistake in that. What he was doing is he was crouched over and fishing into the water or whatever he was grabbing. I don't know, but as that water was trickling through his fingertips and hitting the water again, that's what drew my attention over there.
Man.
Yeah,
So that was going on for quite some time, you know, and you didn't pay any attention to it. So when you said it behind you, that tells me that your back was facing the shore while you were casting out towards deeper water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then that trickling noise was actually him. Look, when you turned around, you finally turned around, and you seen that we thought it was a dog, and it stood up. when it stood up and you see the water going, I mean, how did it have its hands when you first seen it?
He was like straight away from me. I was looking at him broadside.
Right.
And he was crouched way down. I'd say he was no taller than maybe a bear, or I was almost gonna call him my dog because he was right around there.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, as soon as I said something, and he didn't know I was there. It appeared like he didn't know I was there until I said something. When I did, that's when he like just whatever he had in his hands, he just dropped and looked and turned and looked at me, and then faced me, and then that freaked me out. I got freaked out after that. I was like, okay, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because 2 steps he could probably have got there. You know what I mean? I'm only 30 yards out in the, I don't know how fast they are, but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
This thing was
fast.
big.
Yeah.
What it would be, but. But it freaked me out, and then I hit the side of my canoe real hard with the paddle, make a loud noise, try to scare it off. If it was wild, you'd think it would run.
Right. If it was a bear, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, no, not this guy, man. He just hung right in there, and then I did start getting myself out. I took my paddle and pushed out until I couldn't get it on, and keeping an eye, thinking that, okay, we're still weird,
Right. So it was like just hunkered over, bent over.
It was looking at shit. I'm pretty convinced that it was like looking at stuff that it was pulling up out of the water, or maybe I don't know if that's how they get a drink of water.
Right. Well, and we think that they use their hands as cup. They
maybe
cup
he
their
came
hands.
down when I wasn't watching, jumped in the water and was getting some drinks. And maybe I caught him at that point. I don't know, because he did leave on a pretty good trail where we actually saw the track.
Right. I remember that. I remember that. So I was kind of wondering if he was actually like pulling up vegetation or something like that, or if maybe he was catching fish or something. I don't know. But
there's crawdads and clams and fish and other stuff that are weeds.
Crustaceans and mussels.
Because you could see where I seen him in the water, where he had like all the weeds had messed around and they weren't back to where they were yet. So he was wading around in there a little bit.
So he stands up, and you're like, whoa, and you're backing out. You're getting yourself out to deeper water.
I actually made some threatening. I try to get him to run.
Right. Right.
And I'm freaked out the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about anything but survival.
I don't blame you. Prior to this, I mean, up here where you're at, I mean, we always talk about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and everything like that. Yeah. And I mean, it's a part of your heritage, as far as Native American heritage goes. Pretty much every Native American tribe has some sort of lore to Bigfoot. But even with that being said, what was your personal thoughts on Bigfoot before that day?
I was a non-believer. I just didn't believe it existed. I thought everyone that ever had a sighting or something was making it up or fucked up or something. I don't know.
Gee whiz.
But no, once you see something like that, then you're just like, okay.
And you say you thought it was about the size of a bear. So what? It was about
like
6 feet.
Bear.
Polar bear.
Yeah.
So it was. We're talking like 9, 10 feet
dude.
tall.
When it
then.
stood up, it was no mistaking that we don't have animals like that around here. You know what I mean? I know them all. There ain't one that big around here.
And you were so the coloration of it. I mean, you were comparing it to your white shepherd.
Yeah, everyone says that they see black ones, and maybe there is. I don't know, or whatever. But this thing was definitely, if not white, it was like tan.
Really?
I mean, it was light enough for me to see in the twilight, or
And it was just at dusk where things were starting to get darker at.
Yeah. And then actually, I seen it all the way. It stayed with me. I tried to paddle away from it as my story went there. I left that guy behind, trying to get away.
Right.
And it walked along the shoreline right along with me, and my truck was like, in between, or he was in between me and my truck at after dark now. And the last time I seen him, he was still walking with me, so you can imagine I'm freaked out. Well, then finally, now it mattered. Now I need to use my phone. You know what I mean? So
call for help.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, man, you got to come out here because I got something in between me and my truck.
Right.
I can't get the fuck off the lake. And he's like, well, I'm in Federal Dam.
Right.
So like, thanks a lot, Mus. But no, he ended up coming back, and that's what happened is when he came back, I was still sitting there, and that thing was still sitting there. And he came in with his radio blaring, and he didn't really know what was going on because I explained to him, but he didn't really care. I think he was having a few that night or something.
Sure.
He just came in, what's going on? Jumped out of the truck, and I'm paddling up the shore because this thing took off when he pulled in there. Just crash.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from where you were parked at was that driveway where your canoe sits off to the right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And it was actually right. It followed you in the woods all the way up to that point where you were still in the water watching you, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And from where you first seen it to where you...
There was 45 minutes time from the first time until I had my buddy out there.
Really?
Cousin, yeah.
It was...
So I was just like chilling out there. I was in the deeper water and I was like trying, and then it got so dark, like, oh, I think I can, no, maybe I can't see it, but I could hear him walking through there.
Right.
So I was like, all right, now I'm fucked up. Now I'm chilling. You know?
Yeah.
You know, and then I whipped out my phone and then I had to turn it on because I had low battery in the first place. And then the light blinded me. Oh, and then I couldn't see and then I got a little freaked out. But I got the phone calling and he ended up coming, so that was good. Otherwise, I don't know, 5 mile paddle, 3 mile paddle across the lake to, you know, someone else's place. There's one other place on that.
There is. The resort, yeah. Wow, man. So
I was pretty frightened, a little bit frightened that night.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, this is the stuff that nightmares are made out of, man. I mean, I've seen. I shouldn't say seen, but I've heard of big guys, bigger than you and I, like, cry and get scared, and some people have even gone into heart attack mode and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Panic attacks, you know.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, it's a spooky scenario. So you're in the boat, and you can still hear this thing walking. Definitely bipedal, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, could you feel? I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, they weren't fast. He wasn't going fast at all. Just once in a while.
Once in a while, you just hear a little crack or something like that, like an underbrush getting stepped on. Very, very cool. But it stayed with you for about 45 minutes. So when you were pushing back out in the deeper water, and it went back on shore, and you're going up to where you launched your boat in. That would be like what, 50 yards or so?
Yeah, 150 maybe at the max there.
At the max?
Yeah.
Man. And you guys who's watching live here on Facebook, and for those who are watching this being uploaded to,
wait, excuse me.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
Over there with the camera, and then right here, this is going to be uploaded to our Facebook page again.
I get you, yeah.
And so, I mean, you guys check out Minnesota Bigfoot Research Team TV, and you'll be able to see that video that we took 4 years ago with Sammy.
When I was a little more excited.
Oh, and you can just tell. I mean, his blood was flowing. He was stoked, and I think he was even getting goosebumps. He was going like this. You could just tell in his voice that, because it was so fresh. It was so fresh and everything like that. Since then, I mean, you still go out there. You still wet a line out there too, don't you?
Yeah, me and my kids were just out there the other night, a couple nights ago.
Nice.
Yeah. We took a ride when it rained the other night too.
What kind of berry you got there?
On that tree.
Okay.
It might be choke cherries.
Yeah, look like could be.
Could
be. When you were out there, did you notice any type of a smell, any type of odor?
That's one thing is I don't recall. I don't remember.
Right.
But when I got freaked out though, it just became like just focus. After that, I don't think my smell was much of a sense at that point. You know.
Right. You know, do you think you pissed it off when you were hitting the side of your boat with the oar, like, get out of here or something like that? Do you think it took that as a sign of a challenge, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe.
And that's maybe why it stayed with you for about the 45 minutes or so?
That's a good way to look at things. I never thought about that, but it could have, because I heard they hit on shit out in the woods.
Right. Yeah. You know, and who knows what it means. I mean, we're out there, we're doing tree knocks, we're doing vocalizations, we're hoping to solicit a response, but we don't know what it means to them. Right. You know, I mean, are we setting ourselves up for something happening? Right. But we just don't know. We're just trying to get one in so we can get some good video footage of it, basically.
It's tough to do.
It really is. And yours happened, again, and I guess you could say, for lack of a better, it was more light out compared to dark out, but it was just the sun was setting and it was getting to that twilight, that dusk time of frame of the evening too. So I mean, then again, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, for those who are watching us live and or who will be catching up with us, this is another sighting, Class A sighting, which took place in a light time of day. Patterson-Gimlin film, I was just saying this earlier when we were live, happened during the day. The Freeman footage happened during the day. The Memorial Day footage happened during the day. Sammy Cleveland's sighting happened during the day. So they're not just a nocturnal creature. I mean, they're obviously, and there's well documentation of them being active during the day as well. We go out at night in hopes of having them come closer. But this one just paralleled him on shore for about 45 minutes, which is, I think, is really kind of fun. But you know, I can see it where, coming from your shoes, it get like, whoa, I mean, what does this thing really want with me? Yeah, and you know, it being a primate, from what we do know of primates, I mean, a lot of chimpanzees, they don't like water. But then again, we have sightings, and we know of sightings of Bigfoot swimming, being observed swimming through rivers and stuff like that. And how else would they be able to get from like an island to another island and stuff like that as well? So I mean, it's if it wanted to get to you, I'm sure if it really wanted to get to you, it could have definitely gotten to you. Gosh, let's see if we have any questions. I see some people scrolling up right over here. Hi, cool ass sighting for sure. Hi, Angie. Good luck on your fight, Sammy.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys, I mean, yeah, I absolutely. Just thinking if I have any more questions off the top of my head. There's a polar bear, white, grayish tan, possibly coloration.
Not really afraid of me.
No, not at all.
It didn't like the vehicle though, or the music, one or the other. It got out of there.
Yeah,
That's one thing that.
good observation. You know,
Yeah.
I wonder if it was what kind of music was it? Rap music?
Yeah, it was probably something he was. Yeah.
It was probably rap music. It was a country Bigfoot. It got the heck, it got the heck out of there.
Yeah, it got me.
So that means, yeah. I wonder if the new backup was coming. I wonder if there was more around in the area. I mean, so prior to your incident there, in 2007, down by the resort there was a road grader.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah, you know all
Yeah, I
about
know
that.
him. He's a good buddy.
Oh, really? You know, does he still? I mean, talk about that? What he's found or anything? Does he?
I think me and him talked about our little things there,
Mhm.
kind of when mine went down there. Other than that, you know, he kind of just told his story and what he found and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then that's where Bob Olson came out and casted those tracks, I believe, and I think that.
Yeah, I was just across the lake, just 3 miles away. You know.
Yeah, right. You know, and again, I think those are the prints that are sitting at the Bigfoot Gas and Gifts in Reamer, Minnesota. There's a couple of casts there.
Oh,
Yeah. So we do got a question.
Here you go, boy. Dad, they're here.
I believe they are more man than ape. What?
Dad,
Did you get a good look
see
at the
how
face,
big
Sammy?
No,
No?
I couldn't see that close.
You know, from that distance you were at, how would you describe the head?
You know, it kind of blended in with the shoulders. You know, what I mean, like it kind of you know, it wasn't like something real tall and prevalent or whatever.
Right.
It was more like blended in.
Okay.
It's kind of like a
Gradually slopes down into the shoulders.
Yeah.
Would you say the head was roundish? Would you say the head had a point?
I'd say it more round on top. I mean, rounded over the top. Yeah. It
Okay.
didn't come up to no point or nothing.
So it wasn't too conical like a cone or anything like that. Okay. Interesting.
But I mean, to tell you, to be real honest with everybody, I couldn't really see it that clear. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
could see the whole outline of the thing and the color of it,
that
but
you-
like making out like details was tough.
Sure. Well, you could definitely make all the details of arms and legs.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I stared at it a little bit, you know,
Mhm.
and I knew it was big and shit. So,
Right.
You know.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Whoa, we got something that just popped up. We are watching from the motel. Right on, guys.
That's Steve.
You know Steve?
Yeah,
Steve and
yeah.
Erica. Yeah, that was absolutely.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Great friends of mine. The Reamer Motel are one of the sponsors for the up and coming Minnesota Bigfoot Conference.
Nice.
Give them much and mad love and respect. They're They're like brothers and sisters.
they're
Love them
awesome.
all the way around. Great people, and a lot of course, we can't forget about Bigfoot Gas and Gifts. We got the Woodsman Cafe. We have Wolski RV and the pub. So shout out to all of our sponsors that are helping put on the Minnesota Bigfoot Conference, first ever historic event here happening in the state of Minnesota. In 2 weeks, August 8th is going to be the big day. So that's going to be fun. You guys check it out. Everything is a go. With that, green lights all the way around. Plane tickets are bought. Speakers are booked. Rooms are booked. It's going to be a great time, you guys. Sammy, I mean, that's all I have as far as questioning. I just thought it'd be really fun for our new listeners. I mean, because
Yeah, you bet. I'm glad I could talk about it a little bit. I don't talk about it very much, so I like to get it, keep people updated that there is something out there, to look for once in a while.
Yeah.
Especially right around dark.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay, something just popped up here. When seeing a Bigfoot, imagine the face with no hair, and you will see it looks human. Right on, Cindy. Good piece of advice there. Other than that, hey, I appreciate the time.
Hey, you betcha.
All right, my buddy. You guys stay tuned to Minnesota Bigfoot Research Team. Thank you again, Sammy Cleveland.
betcha.
Thank you guys for tuning in here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to put this one here up on our YouTube page as well, coming from the 4KU right there. Hi. And then you guys tuning in live. Thank you guys all so much for your ongoing love and support. Until next time, you guys, God bless. Good night. Squatch on.